I am known as the Spirit Guide. And the question that I get asked the most from people in my personal work, writing for the hometown newspapers or other publications or doing lectures and workshops is how do we find our purpose in life? When we're born as humans in this world, we have a dual nature. We have the lower earthly side that's ruled by the appetite and the hungers and the mind and the ego, but then we also have the higher self that's ruled by the heart and the spirit, which is the spiritual nature. And everyone starts out on that lower nature, and they're somewhere along the evolutionary path of moving, hopefully one day, off that earthly path and beginning to find the abundance of the spiritual side, so that they are coming from the heart and spirit, not so much ruled by the ego or their hungers. And the question that I get asked the most from people that I talk to is, how do I make that transition? How do I find my purpose? I hear that more than every other question combined. And I had to find that within myself, and I still feel like I know about this much that I want to learn about life and how the human mind works and the human spirit works especially. And so it's kind of like if you heard the story of the caterpillar that's crawling through the garden, devouring everything in its path, and then somewhere along the line there's a divine signal in the soul of that caterpillar, and it goes off the path, it climbs up a bush, and it hangs itself from a bush or a tree, and it forms a cocoon around itself from its own juices, and it goes away and hides. Then 2 or 3 weeks later, this kind of movement is going on inside the cocoon, and after 2 or 3 days of that, the cocoon opens and this beautiful butterfly emerges, whose primary job is to fly on its own wings, pollinate the wildflowers, and bring beauty to the earth. And if you try to help the butterfly out of the cocoon, it'll die. You know why? It has to have the struggle to get the strength in its own wings so it can fly and feed itself and be independent. Human life is no different. We have the tendency to feed the flesh, but we forget to feed the spirit. And that's what this series of Personal Spirit Guide videos is about. It's how to make that transition from that hungry lower side where there's always coming from lack or fear or sadness, and replace that with the light within us, which is to live a life filled with purpose, love, health, peace, abundance, faith, joy, and creativity. That is our heritage. We all had that given to us at birth. Now, here's the way I see it. I think that the first thing we have to do to get onto that path of that higher nature is that we have to get centered within ourselves. It's kind of like we're the hub of our own wheel. If you look out in the sky, the sun is the center, and then the planets revolve around the sun. Like an atom, a small particle of energy has a nucleus like the sun, and then the electrons and other bodies circle the nucleus. Humans have a soul. That's the light. We have the mind, body, heart, soul. It's kind of like in astrology. We talk about air, water, fire, and earth. See, those are the correspondences to those 4 different things. And the mind is like the adult that's always giving the mother, father energy to others, saying yes, 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 give, 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 give. And there's a certain amount of satisfaction that comes of giving of yourself like that to those you care about. But over a period of time, more energy is going out than coming back.